Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to the channel. So I actually just came outside to have a peaceful, got my own hair all over me, to have a peaceful, mindful moment in the garden. And I was walking around looking at different things. I'm excited about that. I've got Sterling underfoot. I think I'll just carry him so I don't have to trip over him. But I thought I would walk out and check on the in-ground garden, and I would just bring you guys with, and then I'll show you some of the new developments over in the kitchen garden. I don't know about you guys, but man, my energy has been pretty low the last few days. And do I have a crying cat? Yeah, he's left out. You can walk. It's just, anyways, I've been tired. And this gardening season has been weird, especially the in-ground garden, you guys. It looks so bad right now. And it's not like bad like we didn't weed it. I mean, of course it could use some weeding, but it's bad as in everything struggled so much. Now, the zinnias, they're in a league of their own. They thrive on no water and neglect. And then we've got a ton of giant zucchinis in here that my husband just quit picking because I wasn't using the ones he brought in. Not mad at him for that. I get it. I've not made it a priority to process almost anything from the garden. Done a lot of fresh eating. I made like fresh salsa, but look at these guys. Look how huge they are. And I see them and I'm like, that's so sad. Wasted zucchini. It makes me feel bad. All these sunflowers over here are, majority of them have gone to seed. They're laying over. They look sad. With these guys, yellow and green. Tomatoes, you guys, they've done the worst that they've ever done for us out here. We've never grown them in this location and we'll never do it again. Not sure why. Obviously the ground is missing some nutrients there. Look how bright this is. So beautiful. Wow. They're getting like pretty tall. I'd say this is probably as good as I've had zinnias do before. So you can see some of them are up to my chest. These guys are the tallest. I'd say a lot of them are up to my chest, so that's amazing. A lot of these gourds we have left are the birdhouse gourds. And I will just continue to leave them on. I might pick some more. Look at all these tomatoes. The plants themselves, the majority of them are dying. Like these are all dead. This one's dead. This one's dead but has ripening fruit on it. I need to pick that. As long as it's not ruined. Yeah, these are fine. I need to pick these. My husband and I were out here a couple days ago looking at these and they just weren't quite ready yet, but now I'm seeing a lot of these that are. I need to pick these. This one right here is dead. This one is alive, but it's just, I mean, it's not doing much. It's got this one really good sized one right here growing. Usually, you guys, we pick tomatoes until frost. Our plants produce all the way up through frost. I don't think a single one of these sunflowers back here are still alive. Hadley was telling me a couple of days ago she wanted to pick the seed heads for the sunflowers to save seeds from them, which I thought was absolutely adorable because she's 7. But she knows that when they die back like this, you know, we can save seed from them. And I thought it was kind of early for her to be saying that. I know a couple of them had died back, but it does look like most of them have now. Look at this. We've got tomatoes in there. We just need to, I think this weekend we need to have like a cleanup party out here. I will say there are still these sunflowers. And if you notice how there's like 3 here and 1 or 2 there, that one's a light color. Ooh, how pretty. I need to save seeds from those for sure. I'll walk over there in a second. But what I was going to say is, if you notice the placement of the ones, these are the ones I came back and I sowed after. Because I sowed our original row. And then about 3 or 4 weeks later, when things were coming up and they were, you know, little, there were just some gaps. And so I planted some others with you guys. These are really beautiful. I love this mix. I wish I could remember what it's called. But see, I think these are from the same variety. See, it's like yellow and I don't know. I mean, their color pattern is very similar. I've had one of these just like this in a vase in the kitchen now for like almost a week. And it's done really well. Sunflowers, most varieties don't usually have a great vase life. But I feel like what we need to do is we need to come out here. You know, we can cut, you know, these heads off and just put them somewhere. Stack them up in our building, whatever. We don't have to like sit there and just immediately get the seeds out of them. But I feel like we need to do like kind of a cleaning up out here because it looks so bad. Specifically, like when we pulled out the cucumbers, my husband pulled all that out. We pulled out the vine patch up there and mowed it down so it looks nice now. There will be plenty of time between now and frost. The little green grass will grow back over that. We really need to come out here and harvest all the tomatoes and pull all these cages and just come through and mow this row so it doesn't look so bad. And the reason I said that we should go ahead and cut these sunflower heads off is because we can save them to harvest seeds later, like in the winter when we have way less to do. And we could go ahead and pull the rest of these out to clean this up because you can see my husband couldn't mow right up along the edge. So that would clean that up. We could let our gourds finish. We could pull these zucchini if we're not ever going to eat any of them. Just, you know, really need to clean some stuff up out here so that it looks better. Let me carry you again. Oh, crazy boy. Anyway, so I'm gonna limp over here to the cottage garden. I'm limping today because a crazy thing happened this morning. I was standing in our bedroom doorway by my nightstand. Don't even try to jump down when you just want to walk between my feet. You're gonna go for a ride. Crazy kiddo. Okay, other side note, the cats and the dog have been terrible about my pumpkins on the porch. The dog has decided she's going to eat or chew on my mini pumpkins. So we've caught her with like 8 now in the span of 3 or 4 days. We whip her, we get on to her. You know, she's still a little kiddo and she's never seen mini pumpkins before. And she's obviously fascinated with them and wants to eat them and chew on them like they're toys. She'll get them in her mouth and like run around the front yard and like toss it in the air like she thinks it's a ball. Which, you know, is kind of funny, but hey, like I grew those so they could be cute on my porch, dude. So leave them alone. So working on that. Pretty much every time I come outside, I find a different one she's hauled off. Like this one, just found it in the yard. It's actually just like barely nibbled on, but like not eaten at all. I don't know what she's doing with it. I don't get it. Had to get on to her for that, but. And then the cats, they are playing with that tablecloth I put on that side table because it's too big and it kind of like wraps around. I tucked it underneath in the back. And it's so adorable. Oh my gosh. Hair getting on my face. It's so adorable. But the cats go and I guess they play under the table. And so they're like pulling the tablecloth. They knocked over that little Native American looking container I had that sits in a stand. Knocked it over, which I had put a pothos in there from another pot they had broken. So they knocked that one over and spilled the plant out all over the place. And then I had the cute little tiny terracotta pot on that table with 2 succulents in it that have lived there for 6 months. And they knocked that off this morning. So this morning I came out irritated, cleaned up all the messes, had to pull out the chairs and everything, sweep, do the whole 9. And cleaned it all up, went inside, got the trash out and was bringing it outside because the trash runs today. And they had knocked the other... They'd knocked the other decor stuff off of the table in like literally 2 minutes. I'm like, what are you guys even doing? So, very frustrating. Anyway, let me show you the cool stuff going on in the kitchen garden. Kitchen cottage garden. I'm feeling, because I'm very low energy, it's hard for me right now to be excited about doing fall gardening. Because normally, you know, if my energy was where it lives, I just want to do all the things. But I'm tired, I'm drained. And I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. You know, like I'm just not stoked about doing anything in here right now. And that's fine. I probably just overworked myself over the last 4 or 5 days. And that's what's happened. I'm having a lull in my energy. So when I say I don't want to do like fall gardening things, like it's absolutely time to pull out this cucumber. It's not going to be any fun because it grew on the arch. Anything you grow on an arch is not fun to remove. It's not at all. It's just beautiful when it's growing, and then after that it sucks. So it's time. There's still some green over here on this side. It's not made any new fruit. It's just, it's ugly now. It's hideous over here on this other side. Yeah, look at that. No thank you. That's ugly. So I moved some containers over here. These are newer plants I got back there. They were actually under that umbrella, so they didn't get the nice rain that we got last night. My husband went and sprayed things for bugs. So now we have a white powder. It looks like a powder on everything. And even after the rain, there's still some on it. So I'm going to have to do something. It's time to pick some more of these sweet peppers. I've got some jalapenos over on this other side. Oh, let me get down in here. I did plant some peas. I don't guess they're really going to make it. Probably not getting anywhere near enough light. But you come over here and this is where I've got jalapenos and bell peppers. And I've got plenty in there to pick. And then here are some of the annuals that I got, which mums for us here in Zone 7, they will overwinter. I don't know if I showed this very closely when I was filming there. But this guy was right next to the purple ones. But look at that color. Look at that. It looks white. And I think the tag on it is for the burgundy. Purple mums. That's what it says. Here's the purple mums. So I can't imagine they're going to color up that much. They might. But you can see even these budded up have some purple. So I think these are actually like a different variant. And they're going to be white, which is pretty. So anyways, I'm excited about those. I got this cute little gnome. She's so cute. I assume it's a she. It could be a boy, I guess. Anyways, long hair pulled to the side. It's adorable. And then these just recently opened up. My sunflowers here. These are the, what are they called? Dwarf mammoth sunflowers. So, I mean, so far they're acting like the dwarf that they are, but I don't know what's supposed to be mammoth about them. Maybe just look like mammoth sunflowers visually. And they do, they're pretty. I was over here taking pictures this morning because this one must have just opened. I hadn't seen it yet. It's beautiful. A lot of the stuff over here just kind of is fine. It's vibing. I'm loving this red rose. I freaking love that. I have several pink varieties, and I have to say I like red better. For sure. A lot of this stuff over here has not been blooming because rain has been sporadic and weather has been either really super duper hot or it's just been wild. So everything is alive, but flowers not really thriving unless they just love that kind of weather. Like, for example, the hostas and the roses over here. That rose in particular. So over here we have our Kajari melons. I had one right here that looks like is trying to color up, but I don't think it's going to develop right. It's got this bump in it where it's flat right there. And this is where we had the bug problem. Now you can look and you can see, look at that. Let me try to keep it still. The wind is blowing and it feels amazing. You see the black stuff? Let me get it to focus. There it is. See that? That's bug poo. It's all over the place. It's really, really bad on this side of the vine. Really bad. Look at this. Okay, so they did, I mean, they were just, I wouldn't say they've done damage. They haven't damaged anything that I've seen, but they were just all over the place. So I've got these two good sized ones. This is a good size, not coloring up yet. They all still look fine, but I just feel like the vine was probably under some stress because of the critters. And then over here, this is fun. These are tomatoes, you guys, that we've had from day one. But because they don't get a ton of direct sunlight, they've grown, no maple, they've grown slowly. So see, they're basically like, they're tied to this trellis. But look how tall they are, all the way up there. This is Kajari melon, kind of coming over. This is tomatoes. And here's one right here. You can see its arm goes all the way up here. And it's got some fruit on it here. Looking pretty amazing. But these are very, very healthy plants, which is so wild to me when you compare these to the ones out in the garden. Anyways, lots of little green tomatoes all over it. We'll leave this guy just as long as it wants to be here. This is actually, I think, 3 plants. We've got some babies here. And we've got some red ones in there I need to pick that I was going to pick when my husband sprayed. You can see some little ones down there. But anyways, look at this. This was another fun new development. This is my Chinese noodle bean. Look how long that is. Ah! Can we see? Oh, look at that. Look at that. So fun. So now I've got 1, 2, 3 that are like, I don't know, at least 18 inches or more long. And then I've got a couple like this little guy that's like 8 inches long. In here, I've got these 2. And right now, these are all just coming off of one plant, because I think that's all that survived down there. Maybe 2. They're just planted in this little tiny block right here, which is so wild to me. Yeah, I see. Well, okay, so if we get down there, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is not very long, so that's not what we're seeing the growth from. It's these 2 right here. So 2 plants, and they've just circled around this one arm here, and then they're spitting out beans. Chinese noodle bean. How fun. So that's pretty cool that right here we have this tomato plant that is thriving, and then we've got the Chinese noodle beans thriving too, and they're just all kind of wrapped up in each other. That's fun. So that's the majority of the exciting developments. Was I wanted to show you all that bug poo on the Kajari melons, as well as the Chinese noodle beans, and the fact that these tomatoes are still doing great and the others are not. It's just that time of year where things are fizzing out and other things are, I don't know. Oh, hey, I finally was able to cut that one arm off of the black hollyhock over here because the spider relocated herself. So I did that this past weekend. Oh, and my supposed strawberry watermelon has a watermelon on it. Okay, here's my vine. It's doing pretty good. I did come in and actually cut the tops off of the potatoes that are growing in here because I just don't want it to stay. But you can see it's vining over here and climbing up the bamboo fence. And there's our one little watermelon. We'll leave him. I don't know if it gets enough sun here, so we're just going to leave it and see. These other containers have been taken over by volunteer potatoes. And again, love this little area and this rose. My cats are crazy. Wind is blowing the skirt on the sink. So it's a beautiful day because it's breezy and it's not really hot. But yeah, so I'm about to get back into a busy phase of life with my business, and I'm not sure what I'll be filming, you know, over the next couple of months. I do have to process a ton of vegetables, you guys, specifically tomatoes. Every single tomato we've grown this year that we didn't fresh eat, I put in Ziploc bags and I froze them. And we have some tomatoes left from last year that were frozen. If they're not ruined, we need to process all of those. I was hoping to have time to do that this past weekend. And then I just didn't have time. Oh my gosh, look at these dang cats. Look at this. Look, everything that was on the table is just completely off. All the way over here. Those little turds. There's one of my gourds that was on the table. They're so frustrating. I will say, however, I did finally find a throw. My kids made so much fun of me yesterday because I found a Dollar General that had a buy one get one off deal, and I bought 4. Anyways, but see down here, that's that poor little succulent. I had just set it on the table until I could find a pot for it. They're so annoying. Look at all that dirt back there. I literally swept that this morning. So, anyways, they're annoying. I don't know what to do about it, but so I just put everything back. And then, like, I'm missing a pillow. They just, like, throw pillows around. They're like having a rogue 2-year-old on the loose. Because we're up here playing, being little heathens. Anyways, I love that tablecloth. I wish they'd leave it alone. I might have to find some way to, like, secure it to one of the back legs. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, this is cute. Love this. And these are the pumpkins I have left after dispersing some around, and the, like, 8 maple 8. So that's definitely a little annoying. She has no idea how hard it is to grow those things. This is beautiful. I love this. I love this variety of petunia, whatever you are. It's supposedly a perennial, so I did put a reminder on my calendar to transplant it in the ground 2 to 3 weeks before first frost. So, anyway. Oh, another thing that the cats have taken a liking to lately is one of my citrus trees. This guy right here. Like 3 times I've come out the front door and it's knocked off over there off the porch in the ground. Like, just, I mean, if you have, like, pets in the garden, I know you get it, but man, is it frustrating. Especially when, like, I like my stuff to be cleaned up. So, it's taken us this long to train our kids to not destroy our porch and leave junk all over the place. They're finally all on the same page, and now we got kittens doing it. And out of all the other cats we've had before, like, these 2 were the worst. We've never had our other cats. We've had probably 6 other cats from kittens, you know, raised them from kittens. Never had any be like this. And it may be because they actually fight a lot. They've always kind of not liked each other, but they are actual brothers. So I don't know. But anyways, just annoying for me. Anyway, so I'm going to leave you here. Looks like my wedding dress for my nephew's wedding came in. That's really exciting. We're going to be going to Yellowstone in about 3 weeks. He's getting married at the Grand Tetons, which is going to be so fun. Anyway, so that's going to be a blast. But anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I feel like a hot mess right now because it's humid. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.